Welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to solder with the Central Florida Boys and Girls Club pen. But first, let's learn a little bit about why soldering is a useful skill to have. Components on electronic devices are connected together with solder. Solder acts as a conductive glue, which allows the components to stick to the circuit board and electricity to flow between them. Simple electronic repairs and building your own electronics are possible when you learn to solder. To solder, you'll need a soldering iron. There are many kinds, but an iron with adjustable temperature is ideal. A damp sponge and soldering iron tip cleaner are optional, but can help protect the tip of your iron. Next, you'll need solder. Solder comes in various thickness. Choose based on the size of the items you will be soldering. Hold the handle of the soldering iron and not the element or the tip, which will be very hot. The kit contains 3 LEDs, a button pin, clasp, and battery holder. Instructions are located on the back of the circuit board. Insert the button pin from the front of the board in the hole of the rocket. Turn the board over with the tip of the pin pointing up. Extend some solder and hold in one hand. Place the tip of the soldering iron on the soldering pad and pin where it exits the board. Hold for a second, then touch the tip of the solder to the pad and lead, allowing the solder to flow to the pad. Carefully melt a small amount of solder, but make sure it's just enough to surround the lead and cover the pad. Insert the LEDs from the front of the board. Ensure the long lead of the LED is inserted into the pinholes labeled with the plus on the back. This is the positive pin of the LED. You'll notice all positive pins are to the left when inserting the LEDs from the front of the board. Check the leads to make sure that the long lead is inserted into the positive holes labeled with the plus. Once inserted, lay the board down with the pins up and the LEDs down. Solder the LEDs to the board. You'll only need a tiny amount of solder for the LED leads. We sped up the video to save some time, but go slow while soldering. It makes for better connections. Using a wire cutter, trim the LED leads just above the solder point. Next, we'll attach the battery holder on the back of the board. Once inserted, flip the circuit board over and solder the battery holder pins to the front of the board. Now we're done soldering. Insert the battery with the positive side labeled with the plus away from the board. Enjoy the glow. You did it!